Ladies and gentlemen, David Lemon here, and welcome to the Groove LemonAid number 14. This is the 14th session this year, and I'm looking forward to answer your questions. Just so that everybody knows what we are doing today, I'm going to put up a banner. Not that you may not know what a Q&A is, but I'm going to make it easier for everybody to understand. Just put up a Q&A, or basically the banner that mentions that this is a Q&A, so in case you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to ask. This is a Groove Q&A, so please ask me Groove related things. If you need any specific directions that you would like me to point you towards, feel free to ask as well. I'm happy to assist in that regards as well. So you know the drill. If you are here for the first time, welcome. If you are here for the second, third, or any other time, then you are maybe familiar with how we work in these Groove LemonAids. So what we do is when I schedule a post, normally a couple of days or a day earlier, I put up an announcement inside the Facebook group so that people can come in and then put up their questions, so that even if they don't make it for the live session, that they have their answers in the video itself. So this is where I put up the announcement yesterday. This was the announcement for the Groove LemonAid number 14, and I asked people to post their questions in the comments below, and I got quite a lot of questions on here that we will start answering first. Okay, we're going to do a 2-hour session. Normally this is more than enough for me to answer all the questions that are on here and on the live stream as well. So feel free to post your questions in there if you haven't yet. So if you are watching us live, just put in your questions in the live stream section there. If you are not watching us live, just put it in the replay. Wherever there is a replay, you can put in your questions there and I can answer that afterwards. Yeah, that's basically it. If you do have any questions, make sure that you read this banner which says ask your questions in the comments of the live stream, but make sure you please put a Q in front of your questions. This will allow me to actually understand who is asking me questions and who is answering others' questions. There we go. So I just had to move my lights a little bit, but yeah, that's it. Let's just start with answering some of these questions that came in here. I can see quite a lot of people are joining in. Anna is here from Brazil. Naveen is watching us. Antonella is here. Hello, Antonella. Joe. I have Christine, I have Jacqueline, I have Tyrone, I have Varun here watching us. So it's a great crowd on here. Some of you already asked questions. We'll answer them very, very shortly. We'll just go through these questions first because they were asked first. Okay, so let's just zoom in a bit and then have a look at the first question from Christine. Christine is asking, I would like to create a sales bump or upsell. Can you explain the difference? Very shortly, bumps are upsells that display differently. Okay, a normal upsell is when you have your main product, there is one page which explains the benefits, the features of the main product, and you click, okay, I want to buy it. You pay for it, or you put in your credit card details and your shipping details and and everything that you need to make the order. And once you purchase that product, you go to another page, which is the actual upsell page. So that's just a regular upsell. A bump is still an upsell, but it shows up not on a separate page, but it shows up on the actual checkout form itself, which says like, would you like to get this one with your order as well? And normally there's a pointing arrow which is which you can animate, which like points like you really want this. Normally, let's just say when you're selling your physical copy of a book and you want to put up an order bump, this would be either for a digital version of the book or an audiobook or something quick that that people can decide to buy without a lot of thinking. Consider the order bumps as the Snickers and the Twix little chocolate bars on the way to the shopping counter. And basically, once you're done with your shopping, you are going to check out, and then you see, oh, there's another something that you don't have to think about oh, do I want this? Can I afford it? Can I not? It's like, this is just like, okay, yeah, I want this as well, and then you're on your merry way. So that's the difference between the bumps and the upsells. Bumps are upsells that show up still on the checkout counter. So consider when you don't know what a bump is a Snickers bar, a little chocolate bar on the checkout. Okay, I have 3 products I would like them to choose from, already created in my, okay, I have 3 products I would like them to choose from, already created in my product section of GrooveKart. Okay, great. So now we know that this is GrooveKart. Is it possible? An example to clarify: the customer purchases a microgreens kit and is in checkout. Would like them to have an upsell bump to go ahead and purchase the extra crops, seeds, and cocoa core to avoid paying shipping on them in a month when they need a new seeds to plant. We sell the crops in sets of 3 for 15, 6 for 20, or 10 for 25 dollars. Can I have a bump upsell that allows them to choose which one they would like? Okay, great question. And thanks for the detailed question. This is what I like. I like detailed questions because then I can say, okay, yeah, you go here, and you do this and do that. So the more details you give me in a question, the more I can give you a more detailed answer I can give you. Okay, so you can do order bumps. Normally in GrooveKart, the order bumps show up below the add to cart button. Okay, so it's on the product page, it's not on the shopping cart or the checkout page within GrooveKart. There are different types of order bumps in GrooveKart, and I can show it to you here. I'm pretty sure you explored it a little bit, but for those of you that didn't, I will show you where to find these order bumps. So you go into GrooveKart and you go into your admin dashboard of the store that you are you're setting up. And once you're in there, you go into products. And products are where you manage the order bumps. You create the different products. Let's just say you put in your main product, you put in your upsell products, and then you go back to the main product and set up the bumps. Okay, so let's just say that I'm selling this t-shirt. Okay, this girl loves to groove. Okay, this is my main product. But my upsells or the bumps, I want to set up this product over here and this product over here. Let's just do this one as well. So the number 7 is my product that I want to create the main product for, and then 654 are the products that I want to create as bumps. So now when I set all the products up, I just go into edit the main product. When I click the edit button, I can go here in the settings. Okay, and here, this is where you decide where you want to have the bump products. And as you can see, I already have done a demo on this. Okay, let's just see what's the story in here. I believe I deleted it too quickly. Yeah, I deleted it too quickly. Okay, so bump products. Let's just delete one, and then we'll need to wait a little bit until we get the. Okay, perfect. Yes. Cool. So here, as you can see, you can create bump on product page, which is basically you are promoting your main product, and immediately there below you will show the bump products on that product page. You can create them on the checkout page. So as the normal bumps, you actually allow the customer to put something in their cart and to go to the checkout page to put in their details, and then they will be shown a bump. Or you can have on the float cart, which means when visitor will add product in the cart, we will show float cart shopping cart. So that means when you click, for example, the add to cart button, something from the side will slide in, which will say like, this is what you have in your cart. Would you like these products as well? So 3 types of product bumps. Once you're ready to add on your bumps, let's just add them on the checkout page. So I wanted the shoe, or I don't know, sneakers, I believe, sneakers. We need to know how the product is called, which maybe put in the number 7 or 6. I don't really remember what the full name was, but let's just try backpack. Here we go. Let's just use the backpack, for example. Okay, some bumps on the checkout page. So let's just click save, and let's just see the product review. Okay, So this is the main product. If I go to have this, then I get this upsell, which is going to give me this. As you can see, if you set up the bump product or the upsell product with variants, it is going to give the option for the customers to choose a variant. So to answer your question, Christine, if you would like to have a bump or an upsell which allows them to choose which one they would like, you can do that. You need to make sure that your product is set up in pricing and variants over here, so that you have different variants. Like for example, the same product, but you just set it up like seeds of, I don't know, 25 pieces or 30 pieces or 45 pieces, then you actually set them up with a different pricing, and then you will get a drop down menu like so that your customers can choose whichever they prefer. So that's the difference in the order bumps and the upsells, which you manage in GrooveKart. It's very simple to set up, so in case you have any other follow-up questions, feel free to ask. Melissa jumped in on here. If you don't mind, I'm going to jump in on your question, as I was wondering that as well. Also hoping David Lemon can provide some clarity under the number 6 finish section in GrooveKart around what buy button embed codes and checkout code embeds are. I have no idea. I can fully admit it. Okay, cool. So while we'll stay here in GrooveKart, if we go into number 6, finish, this is where you can see the buy button embed code and the checkout embed code. This is basically that you create a button like this. You can design it. For example, let's just choose something very, very ugly. Okay, we're going to make it like this teal color. This is going to be the color of our button. Sorry, this is the text color. So let's just make it black. The button background is going to be this very, very bright teal color, and the border radius, let's just make it a bit rounded. So the higher you do it, the higher you set up the border radius, the rounder the actual button will be. You can see kind of a preview over here how the button will look like. So if you want to show the product name, as you can see here, this is the product name. It shows up above, and this is where you decide what you are going to show. So for example, button text. This is now our button that we are setting up. Do you want to show or hide the product name? Do you want to show or hide the product image? Do you want to show a dashed border around it, and so on and so on? So you can also set up the prices to be shown, show duplicated by icon below, and so on. So basically you are creating your own like a drop down section with a button so that the people can purchase it even if you don't want to create a full-on store. For example, you have now set up a product like this. I'm just going to use this image as well. And once you're done setting up, for example, this is the t-shirt I'm selling, and I just want to add a button like this to my website somewhere. Okay, you click the generate code button, you copy this over, and then you can go into GroovePages, for example, where you set up your website, and you can allow customers to purchase that product from a different platform. Could it be WordPress, Breezy, ClickFunnels, whatever you're using? You can embed this onto your pages and then allow customers to purchase something that you have on your GrooveKart store. So this is how the embed functionality works. So you can embed a button, as I just showed you now, with some extra functionality. I'm just going to use this one, for example. So just embed it here. It needs to be an embed element somewhere. So if you're using, let me just redo this. If you're using GroovePages, you go into elements and you go into, you wait for them to load, which I need to refresh. Give me just 1 second. There we go. So if you click elements, you use the code embed element, which I will delete from here and just use this code embed element and drag it onto my canvas here. Once you have it on the canvas, you can just click on it, cogwheel icon, and then paste in the code that GrooveKart gave you. Once GrooveKart gives you this piece of code, it will actually show up once we preview it. So let's just preview this. Okay, let's make sure that we copied over the yeah, we didn't completely copy over the whole code, so this was the issue. Let's just redo it one more time. Here we go. So now we can see it here. We can also make sure that the whole section is smaller. So I'm just going to do this, and then we can preview it so that we see how it shows up. So you remember we created it together, and now it actually shows up. People can buy it from anywhere, so you can add this anywhere, and there will be a nice little slider that shows up when the people are ready to check out. So if they click the proceed to checkout, they will be redirected over to your store, which I cannot click because this is just a preview. They will be redirected over to your store to purchase this. So this is how you can add also some things on the blog. For example, if you're using GrooveBlog, you can do this one as well. So let's just do that. And then for the embedded checkout is just creating a checkout form. So let's just do something like that. Let's just type in buy now. Text, let's just use, or this one. Oh no, this is text. Let's just use this button background. Let's just use yellow. Generate form, and the form is generated, so we will test that one as well. So if you would like to write a blog post about something, and inside the post you want to embed this product that you have, so you can do that one very simply as well. So you can just click this plus icon, the embed code icon, and this is where you embed that. And it will show up like this so that you offer something to your visitors to purchase on your blog as well. If you're working with the checkout form, also we'll make sure that we copy over everything. It is very similar to the button. It's just it gives you immediately the form to fill out the payment details and the name and things like that, so that you actually buy it immediately on there. As you can see, it creates a form like this. Let's just make sure that the size is a bit nicer. Here we go. And if we preview this, this is how it's going to look like. This is going to be the form that the customers can fill in and then purchase the actual product from you immediately right here on the site. So if we use this example also on our GrooveBlog, if we paste that in there, click the done button, and then it gives us a nice little form which you can put in within your for example review or something like that, so that you actually sell through your blog, which is kind of cool. I believe it really makes the whole system versatile. Okay, so let's just move on. Amanda has a question. I would love to know how to move my pages from the pages area to the funnels area. I made so many pages long before we had the funnels options. It's so messy and hard to find the pages I'm looking for. How can we easily move them over to the funnel section so I can organize them better? Thank you, David. Yes, so we are adding on a function over here in the GroovePages where you will be able to click on here, these three dots, and there will be a move to option and also clone option where you'll be able to clone it to different funnels and things like that. So while this functionality is not done, we are working on that one. You can go in, save your templates. So you can save this page as a template, and then once you're ready, you go into pages, or actually funnels, and then you add on a new funnel, which will be from my templates. So this one will show all your saved templates here, and then you can select it from here. We are also improving the screenshot system, so your saved templates will have its own screenshot. That will make it easier for you to understand what is the template about, so that you don't have to guess, but it will be very simple to understand. So that's there's that. Yeah, that's kind of it. So you save your pages as templates and you import them into the funnels until we have that extra move to and clone to functionality. And I can see Amanda is watching us on YouTube as well here, so thank you very much for being here with us. Okay, Amund is asking a question. When importing a page, how is the 404 site going in? Do I need some 301 redirect? I don't know what you mean by when importing a page. I don't fully understand this question. I believe you're asking about this URL importer and how can you import a 404 page. There's no way to do 404 page import on that one. It's just the pages that you actually created. If you can get a URL for it, then you can import it. Otherwise, it is not getting imported, unfortunately. I do not understand the 301 redirect for that though. So if you are here, Amund, if you can comment, I would appreciate if you give me a little bit more information on this. This probably has been asked before, but not sure where it's at. How do we connect a GrooveBlog to an existing domain that's not connected to that's connected to GroovePages? That's something I showed last week, where I announced the whole new deployment for GrooveBlog. So if we click announcements and important links, you will be able to find it here. So GrooveBlog also got news. This is where I announced the custom domain publishing. So you can have a look at this. I will put it here for JCCon to see it, which is not this, but I'm going to just copy it from here, paste it like this. So there's a video which I added on. You can find it in the announcements and important links, which is this post. GrooveBlog also got news, and I did a nice video about all the changes and updates that went into GrooveBlog last week. So if you haven't seen it, I explained the custom domain publishing when you are in GrooveBlog, which I believe I closed already. In GrooveBlog now you can connect with your custom domain, and that will allow you to have blog dot your root domain, or for example jccon.com. So in that video I explained how to do that. Okay, moving on. Joe has a question. How do I make a text link on my page open an email client? I used to mail to email but the link on the page ends up taking them to the domain only. Yes, this is something that we are addressing within the next week's deployment. We are going to be fixing the tell links so that when somebody clicks, the telephone app comes up and then customers can start and call the number, or the mail to for the actual emailing capabilities. This has been fixed. We are waiting just for the deployment so that this is available. Until then, there are workarounds which are kind of workarounds. If you type in mail to GroovePages, there are some users that created workarounds on that, and I will just click on this. I subscribe to his channel. There's Jeff, which is his name is Jean-Francois. He created a workaround, works beautifully. I tested it and it is actually nicely working. Let's just see all his videos, and I will link it in the post so that you can check it out yourself. Let me find it. Comment plugin GrooveBlog. You probably see it right now. I make a phone number click. Here we go. So how to make a phone number clickable link in GroovePages. This is something that you can check yourself if you don't want to wait until next week. We have fixed it already, and I've seen a demo of it, and it works beautifully. So that has been fixed. If you don't want to wait until then, you can have this workaround implemented. Miguel has a question. Currently, navigation menus on web pages, only the text area is only the text area is the area the user needs to tap to access the next page link to the menu item. Can I make this area larger so if the user clicks outside the text area, it is still able to go where I want them to go? It's not very intuitive to have a user guess that the text is where. I believe it's super intuitive. If you have a button which says click here, or if you have something that says click here, people will not click somewhere else. They will click there. So I don't agree with this one, Miguel. If they tap outside the text area, they would still expect it to work. It should work like a button. Well, Miguel, I don't fully agree with you. It's good to have. It's not something that is necessary. I believe you can request it on the feedback portal, so that it gets upvoted. I don't think a lot of users want this functionality. It's a good to have, but if you actually have a button which says see more, people will click on the see more. People will not click next to the see more because they expect that the button that says see more will do an action. It may be different in the mobile world when you're clicking on different things, for example in the navigation menus, which I don't have a site there with the navigation right now. But when something is like this and you have a navigation menu in the middle of the screen, maybe, but it's just a super not high top priority task right now, you can freely request it on the feedback portal and have other users upvote that one as well. Madeline asking a question: following your iMac challenge of last year, but got stuck at the new product checkout link format. Don't know what the name to insert at the config stage. What config stage? Let's have a look. By the way, guys, I'm going to do an announcement video about the new checkout builder functionality that you may have or have not seen. If you are in GrooveSell, as I'm right now, if you click Tools, the first option will be the checkout forms and links. And this is the new checkout builder functionality, which we are super excited about and that we worked on very heavily, that you can create different checkouts and different links for different purposes. And you can also have your own designs. For example, you want to have like, I don't know, a free sign up so that you can click very easily free sign up and things like that. So I don't know what the config stage is that you are talking about, Madeline, but I'm pretty confident the announcement that I will do today will cover most of the things. So just wait for that one. I still didn't record it, but I believe everything related to the checkout builder will be mentioned in there, so you don't have to worry about that. Yeah, I don't see anything with the words config. I just believe you're talking about the full configuration, like the step-by-step. And price point show a blank page and don't want to move on from there. Could you please show us the steps to connect our products with our pages after a new upgrade? Yes, there will be the announcement that I do this. I just don't want to do it right now. There is a lot of questions still to answer. There will be a video on it today, so I just don't think there needs to be two videos at the same day or on the same day. David Lemon, I need to create a form that captures some basic information, mostly text boxes. One is a selection from a drop-down list box. I need to email all the data to a few recipients. Can you demo how to do this? I believe a Zapier integration is required, but I've not done one in the past. I need to create a form that captures some basic information, mostly text boxes. One is a selection from a drop-down list box. I need to email all the data to a few recipients. Can you demo how to do this? At this moment, you cannot do that in GroovePages. And Zapier will not work because we don't have drop-down boxes in GroovePages. What in this case I would suggest is just to use an outside tool that connects to Zapier, that connects to the place where you want to send the information. There are form builders out there, for example, Google Form, which may not look very sexy, but you can still use that. There is another one that let me just find it. I'll open my own Facebook because I talked about it earlier. It has a strange name, so I don't fully remember what it's called. But it's a very simple one that you can start using and then do this exact method, and you can just embed it on your pages. So let me just find it. Hold on. I use Question Scout. Okay, I use Question Scout for all my forms, and if I need something like a slight quiz builder, Question Scout.com. It's super versatile and it's super easy to work with. So if you want, you can also get started for free. You can build surveys and things like that for free. So because we don't have a drop-down menu in GroovePages, and because GrooveMail has it, but because GrooveMail doesn't send emails right now, you cannot do it with the with the inbuilt Groove functionalities. You can check out Question Scout. So it's just questionscout.com, or you can use something like, Let me find it. I have it here somewhere. Tally. Here we go. Tally.so. Here we go. Tally forms is just it works like this. So you start typing and it works like GrooveBlog, but it just creates forms. You can get started for free, and they have super generous free account, which you can use for all kinds of different form creations. They integrate with Zapier, so they will give you what you need. Yeah, so Tally would be something that I would start with in case you need something simple. If you want a bit more functionality like surveys and things like that, I would suggest Question Scout. But yeah, at this moment, we don't have the drop-down functionality. In GroovePages and GrooveMail cannot send emails at this moment in time, so you may need to use a third-party option. I'll just copy-paste these options in this reply section in here, just so that Antonella can work with something. But these are my two recommendations. Last question, I already have a website up before recent changes. If I want to add a subdomain so I could attach a blog using the new blog functionality, how would I do that? I don't know if you have a website on Groove or not on Groove. There would be a different setup needed for that, but it's still quite similar to what I showed earlier in this introduction video, so where I actually introduced the custom domain publishing. So have a look at this one, Antonella. In case you need any extra assistance, feel free to ask follow-up questions. Fearless. In this scenario, front-end product plus order bump plus upsell plus upsell 2. Customer will be presented all upsells into the funnel regardless of whatever they say yes or no. Correct. Customer buys front-end product and upsell 2 but said no to upsell 1. Okay. Assuming the products are being delivered in GrooveMember, how would you configure the access levels to give them access? So you need to create different access levels. Front-end product only 1 access. Front-end product with order bump access level 2. Front-end product and order bump and upsell 1 access level 3. Front-end plus order bump plus upsell 2 access level 2. So I don't know, 4. And then so on. So you need to create all the variations and different access levels, and then decide who gets what. I cannot get one-click upsells to work. The checkout link process has changed, so I can't follow any of videos verbatim. Is this a bug? Nope, it's just how the new checkout builder works. I'm not using the embedded checkout experience. I'm using the full experience. Still, it is the same system. When I will do a video about it in the, where is it? Here. When you get to the checkout builder part, I'm going to do a video of the announcements, because when you click on something like this checkout card, which gave you a link or an embed, now it brings you to the checkout builder so that you can create your own checkouts. I'll do a video about that today. Is there a way to clear out test transactions from our dashboard reporting? If not, is it on the roadmap? It is. It has been requested. It is going to get implemented with some extra functionalities at a later date. We want to have test transaction. We want to have like a draft mode that you can turn on. We already had it, or we already have it on GrooveKart. So in case you are in, I just had it open anyway. So in case you go into GrooveKart, you can turn on test mode, which completely completely blocks any kind of real life payments on the site. Where you go into settings and payment gateways, we'll have something similar on GrooveSell as well. So in case you're wondering about GrooveKart, you can enable test payments, and then this will make the whole store as a test purchase, like the whole store. Whenever you purchase something, it will be a test transaction. So this some kind of technology like this is going to be coming to GrooveSell as well. At a later date, there is no ETA on it right now. Raghu has a question. I want to add some text above the image with the help of an image element like attached. I can do it with the help of a background image, but I do not want to do it. Also, the same question, if a carousel, how can I add a text button? Okay, so he wants to create an image and something like this to show up on the on the image, but to be a text. Unfortunately, that's not something that you can do right now if you don't do it as a container. So if you actually have a container and you put this background image in there, then you can put in a text element in the lower left corner of that container with some background. That's the only way, Raghu. If you don't want to do that, unfortunately, there you would need to create an image with the inbuilt system. Also for carousels, the carousels you cannot modify, not even that part. So carousels give you just an upload image and then show that. So that's not going to work. You would need to either look for third-party solutions or just create an image with the inbuilt text on here. So that's the two solutions I can give you. Miguel asking a question: how can I make a slider inside GroovePages? I would like to create a slider combined with a pricing table so that visitors can swipe to see prices instead of vertically browsing. Hopefully this makes sense. Sliders are not something we have as an element. You cannot have something to move except a carousel. Carousel will be limited to the functionality of upload images and maybe even link images. Let me just double check. So if you come over here to elements, and if you get in the media section, you can see that there is a carousel that you can use. For example, let's just add it on here. If we click on this carousel element, there will be a configuration option here in the right hand side. And then if I move my head, you can see that these are the options. Loop, autoplay. Here you can select how many images you want, and then you can set up an image, and then you can set it up where to go and where to link to. These are the limits. We don't have a slider element. You can look into tools like Elf Site. Okay, elfsite.com widgets, they have a lot of different things. Pricing table, you can create all sorts of different pricing tables that you can use if you want to have more options. Or you can look into different slider options that they offer. So that where are some sliders? Logo showcase slider. Create image, video, and text sliders for your website. Okay, this is how it would look like. So probably you can do something like this, but for your pricing, so similar to this. I don't know. You can experiment. I believe this could be working for you. Some of these are free. Some of these widgets are for free, so you can have a look. elfsite.com/widgets. This is what I would suggest, but at this moment, unfortunately, Miguel, in case you're watching this live stream, we don't have this inbuilt capabilities in GroovePages right now. Okay, doke. So I believe I answered quite a lot of questions and you learned some great things, but let me just jump into the live stream questions that you were asking me while on here live. It was 40 minutes. I believe I answered quite a big amount or quite a large amount of questions. So in case you have anything else, feel free to just drop it into the question section of this live stream. Varun asking questions: do we have multiple checkout options in GrooveSell? Yes. For example, PayPal, credit card, etc. We have PayPal and credit card. There are no more options other than those. PayPal and credit card, and then in credit card options, you have other options like different payment gateways. You have, let me just show you. I mean, you probably know what the payment gateways are. That's not your question, but I'm still going to show for those people that are not aware of those options. So if you would like to offer an option on the checkout for the users to use a PayPal or a credit card, you can do that, but you can offer both of these at the same checkout page so that the customer can choose what to use for the payment processing. Okay, so if you go to edit your main product in GrooveSell, then you can click on the number 3 gateways in this setup, in the product setup. And then once you go and set up your gateways, here you can see all of the options that you can choose to integrate with as a payment processors. So GroovePay Brazil, Stripe, Authorize.net, NMI, PayPal, Braintree, and Pagarme. I don't know how to pronounce it, but yeah, these are the options at this moment for Stripe as the credit card processors. In case you would like to connect a PayPal account, you just do that from here basically as well. So you connect a PayPal account, and then you can choose if you want to activate it or not. So in case you connected a PayPal account, in the setup of the gateways, you come back to the payment gateways, and this is the ones that you actually choose to activate. Okay, so here we'll just choose a PayPal account, and if it is 100, that means 100% of the payments will be connected, or will be processed with this PayPal account. You can add on a lot of different PayPal accounts so that you juggle the payments, so that one account don't get overcrowded or overwhelmed, as they say. Credit cards, you can also activate a credit card account on here and make sure that it's 100. And once you did this, then this means that 2 options will be offered on the checkout page. Also, PayPal and also credit card processing options will show up so the customers can choose what to use. Okie doke. So let's just go back to the questions of the live stream. Can we place a search bar option in GroovePages? Means if someone looking for something, then they can click on the search option. Can we design that? You probably can with some third-party features, but we don't have a search functionality. A search functionality element on there, because that's just not something that we do on, or that is normally done on static pages. The search functionality, or the search buttons or search options, you can embed like this, for example. You can have elf site widget added on using embed code that will show something like this, so that it searches through the page. But this is normally not added on in normal platforms that are working with static CSS and HTML pages. I may be wrong. There may be some platforms that do this, even though they are static builders, but at this moment we don't have that functionality. If you would like to have it, feel free to go to our feedback portal, feedback.groovefunnels.com, and then request it or upvote it if it is already asked there. As you explained, proof setup an imperfect action challenge video, but after setting up everything, it never works. That's not entirely true. It actually works. We don't have any bug reports on the proof setup, except that little issue that the first time when you set it up, you need to refresh it and come back so that it works. I added 6 random names and copied to head, but no luck. Could you please guide? I don't know what you did, and I don't know how you did it. So if you would me to guide you, please record a short loom.com video step by step how you actually set it up within GrooveSell and how you embed it and where you embed it. And then show me please the live version of the published page so that I can see if it is working or not. So please record this loom.com video for me, and then I can assist you. Tyrone, I'm setting up landing pages in GroovePages for 1 or 2 hero products in my GrooveKart store. Is it best to create funnel or just the regular pages in GroovePages? It depends on your needs. What are you going to use the whole site for? So when you set up a site, what are you going to use it for? Is it going to only serve the purpose of you promoting something that you have in your GrooveKart store, or would it serve a higher purpose and you plan to do a brand website at a later date and have all sorts of different things? If you don't have a higher functionality or a higher vision for that site, then you can just use regular pages for everything. If you have more functionality that you want to add on in the future, you can use the funnel tab or the funnel pages there for this purpose. So that's basically it. What's the best way to split test landing pages with current feature set of GroovePages when it comes to split testing upsells? Can that be done in GrooveKart? Groove doesn't currently offer you any kind of split testing functionality. This is something that will be coming, and that was already requested and confirmed by the developers and the founders that it's coming. Currently, we for ourselves in Groove use a third-party system, which is very, very expensive one, which I wouldn't recommend it to you. However, some of you may know that I'm big in buying all kinds of different lifetime deals, and there is one currently that I would highly encourage you to check if you would like to create some split testing and things like that. It is um, it is a great alternative that you can use for a lot of different things. We will have it inbuilt, but in case you would like to have something right now that you don't pay for monthly on monthly recurring pricing, then you can check this out. So I don't know the name of it, so I'm just going to go to AppSumo because this is the marketplace it can be found. On AppSumo, it's web optimized, something like that. Let me just have a look how it's called. Um, A/B test. Web Trends Optimize. Here we go. So Web Trends Optimize is the actual A/B testing, split testing platform that you can get already for $59, and you can connect to 5 sites, 30,000 total events per year, unlimited experimentation, things like that. So it is a great option for you to check if you would like to have something like that. It is also having a built-in builder so that you don't have to go and do the different versions of for testing in GroovePages, but you use their own CSS builder where you click on things and you maybe change the headline, and then you use this one for testing. So we will have our own solution. At this moment, we don't. We use a third-party solution even when in Groove. But in case you have, if you want to go out and do some split testing, currently right now, and on 23rd of March, you can get this deal and optimize your pages and split test your pages through this tool on here. I like to say that I'm allergic to monthly pricing, and that's kind of true. That's why I use these types of lifetime deals, because you can use it for I believe 2 months, and if you don't like it, you can just refund if this is not something that you prefer. They give you flexibility, and you don't have to pay monthly if you want to keep the tool. Sorry, I can join the live sessions and I have work calls, but look forward to watching the recording this evening. Thank you for your ongoing help, David. My pleasure, Tyrone. My pleasure. Okie doke. Next question is from Jacqueline. Still unable to view any files when I log into the masterclass. Please advise. We actually found there is a small issue with GrooveMember files hosting. You don't have to worry if you use the file hosting. There is not going to be any changes. It's just that the way it displays on our end, basically on the Groove side of things, the hosting is still there, it's working, but the way it displays, it shows it doesn't work properly. So we are fixing it, Jacqueline. The devs know about it, and there is going to be a fix deployed very, very soon for it. Hi, David Lemon. Do we have to use CNAME when using a custom domain in Groove page? It depends. If you want to connect your root domain to Groove, then you would need to use name servers. Okay, this is yes, I want to host the domain with us, or basically the yes, please. If you click when you are connecting your domain to Groove, then this is for connecting root domains. In case you want to connect a subdomain, for example, blog.missdrlivingstone.com, for example, then you would click no thank you, then you get a CNAME, and then you connect your domain or subdomain that way. We now have share and export for sites. However, one creates a zip with pages on the pages, the other creates a link. I cannot see how to use them for the site import in other account. So the exporting of your site, this is exporting HTML pages. In case you don't want to use GroovePages and Groove hosting, but you want to use your own servers and you want to host everything on there, it gives you a file bundle, which is like encoded, so that you can upload that on your server. So you have a clean HTML and CSS pages. This is what you get with the export feature. If you want to also make a yeah, that's basically just to get it on your own servers. Previously, when we had the source code functionality, this was used as well to create kind of a backup for your site, but it's just not used like that anymore. For sharing the site, this is a link that you can give to your clients, to your customers, to whoever you want, in order to allow them to import the exact same site, and with the pop-ups, with the custom code, with the different funnel pages, with a different everything that you set up. Basically, it creates a clone of what you created, and it allows you to transfer it over to somebody else, so that you can design sites, funnels, and things like that for others this way. I said that my custom domain is active, but it will not load. Any suggestion as to what to do? That's just very very small amount of information that you gave me there, Ivor. If you could give me more information, or maybe record a video, or give me some screenshots or something that I can go with to be able to assist you. Otherwise, that's just not something I can do from the information you have given me. Okie doke. Hi David, can you show how to set up comments on GrooveBlog, please? I did a video about this. I didn't do it on YouTube. I will upload it on YouTube as well. But if you search for it in Facebook, like if you type in GrooveBlog comments, you can find it here. For example, this one on here. This user asked for it, and then there is Jean-Francois also created a video about for it, and I did as well here. So how to set up GrooveBlog comments through Facebook? It's very simple in just, I believe, 3 clicks or so, 4 clicks. It's 3 steps on Facebook, and copy paste and clicking a checkbox. Yeah, so if you want, you can watch this. Who asked this? Was this okay? Yeah, it was on Facebook. So let me just open the Facebook and then paste in the comment. So GrooveBlog comments. I will upload this video on YouTube as well, so that it's available. Cool. How many variants can we add for a product? I didn't test the limits, but I don't think there are any limits. So it's just up for testing. If I have a product loaded onto a subdomain GrooveKart, can I later change this domain to a custom domain? You would need to just change the name servers if you have it on GrooveKart, but yes, you can do it. That's the same question there. Perfect. Can I then change the URL to be the same, so I can delete the ones under pages that I moved to funnels? Yes. Yeah. So it's handled the same. So Amanda asked us earlier how to transfer the pages from the pages tab to the funnels tab. So over here. So she has some pages, and she would like to transfer these pages over to a separate funnel. So once you actually do this, you save your template and you import your template in here in the funnels. You just need to click the 3 dots next to the pages, and you'll just need to rename it, and then also change the page URL settings, like over here. Here, so you'll just manage the URL, and you just set it up as the ones that you had before, and everything will be changed in the back end in your builder, but the front end will not change. Like the customers that visited, for example, the thank you page, and you change the thank you page from the pages to the funnels, it will be seamless. They will not be seeing any difference in the different versions of the page. Okay, let's just see. Here we are. How can we use our local payment gateways using API integrations? You cannot do that. If you have a payment gateway that is not integrated with Groove right now, you cannot use it. That's just, it needs to be built into our system. It needs to be connected with the different affiliate systems. It needs to be connected with different integrations and the functionalities that Groove has. Users cannot connect their own, because that's just going to create a full-on mess with the whole platform. If you do want to have something, a specific integration with a payment gateway, feel free to feel free to request it on the feedback portal, feedback.groovefunnels.com. Okay. Do we set up our domain in GrooveSell the same way as GroovePages? Sorry if this has been asked. Yes, if you want it on your custom domain. If you we are changing this, oops, not the site settings, but this and domains. So we're changing the way how the settings for the domains will be functioning, and I'm not showing my screen. So when you go and add on a root domain, so you type in here jccone.com, for example. This is your domain, and if you would like to connect this as a root domain, we call this a root domain because it's just the name and the top level domain, or the TLD on here. So that's the root domain. If you connect this, you will need to connect it with a yes, please. Basically, it will give you the name servers you need to copy over to your domain name registrar, and then you can use this. Once you connect your root domain, the change we are doing right now is that Groove will automatically understand if you want to create a subdomain, like for example, blog.yourrootdomain.com, and connect it to the blog. Then it will handle this integration more efficiently and more easily. So the same thing will be like if you type in, I don't know, product.jccon.com, and you actually set it up to be for the purchase of your product, then you don't need to actually click no thanks and then click save and then copy the CNAME and then go into the settings on here. It will managed it will be managed separately. For now though, if you want to have this one like a subdomain for GrooveSell or GrooveBlog or GroovePages or something like that, if you want to connect a subdomain where your root domain is hosted somewhere else with name servers, would it be on Cloudflare, would it be on Groove here, you will need to use the no thanks option and copy the CNAME records and add it on here. I show this step by step on how to do in basically when the new custom domain publishing came out. If you want to check it out, it is here. How to connect a custom domain to an outside DNS or hosting platform. This is also relevant to how to use it with Groove right now, in case you want to have a subdomain with GrooveBlog, subdomain with GrooveSell, a subdomain with something else. So yeah, there's that. Hopefully this answers your question. Francisca, sorry, is asking a question. How can we reduce the space between two lines, upper and lower, not between words or letters? 2 lines of what? There can be a different reason why the lines are separated. Not between words or letters. Well, I don't know the full-on question, but I will show you some of the options that I can give you. So if you selected a piece of text and then you click this pencil icon, in the text options, there is the line height as well. If you click loose, as you can see, then the text is much wider. If you click this option and then you click none, you can see that the text is super close together. Okay, so you can manage the text height over here. If you would like to have, for example, different elements, like you have these two text elements and you want to manage the spacing between these two different elements, then you would do this with a spacing option. You need to just choose the different elements that you want and have a look at how the spacing is set up. So in the sidebar, in the spacing, as you can see over here, we have a lower or like a bottom margin of 2.25. If we remove this, as you can see now, they came together and they are much closer together. Let's just check this one, and here we have 2.25, which is moving off the button. As you see, if I remove this spacing, it is now the button is like very, very close together with the text. So these are the different options that you can do. Also, maybe that the padding has been added. It also impacts the different spacing options between, but you'll just need to figure out what the setup is and what you actually want to move around and space out from one to another. How to add a second button next to another side by side. When I add element or copy the first button, it gets placed underneath, not beside it. It depends on the configuration of your container, Francisca. So if you, for example, we have this button on here. Let me just rename it just to call it button, so that it is not as wide. Okay, so let's just put relative to the parent and let's just set this up to be as wide. Okay, so oops, you cannot see it. We have a button here, and if I just clone it, most probably it will go below, as you can see here. This is because the container, the parent container that is holding the actual elements in here. So this is the text element, this is a carousel element, this is a text elements over here, and these are buttons. They are set up to be all below each other. So in order to have a button side by side, you would need to get a new container and set it up differently. So I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to drop click elements container, drag it out on the canvas, and then this will allow me to manage my buttons how I want it. Normally, the containers have this setup. The new containers have this setup immediately, that the things show up side by side, unless specified differently. So you can just do what I did here. Just go into the elements, grab a new container, and then you can change the spacing between the two options on here, and then you can have one button before yes, one button before no. So this is how I do it. This is what our designers do as well. You can try this functionality as well. So just dragging in a new container, and this will allow you to have some things side by side. Okay, hopefully that helps. Let me just close some of these tabs on here that I'm not using. Okay. I'm searching for GrooveMember and the training on funnels Mike Filsaime mentioned in last week's SmackDown webinar. Can't find it and would love if you could point me to the right direction. It's called Funnels Masterclass. Let's just have a look. You should have received, if you're a paid platinum member, you should have received your login details in to your email inbox. If you haven't, or if you didn't see it, make sure you check it. Also check the spam or junk folder, because that will going to that is going to sometimes the emails go into spam and junk folders, so this cannot be controlled. So check that one as well. In case you still cannot find it, reach out to our support. At this moment, I believe it is Funnel Masterclass. Let's just have a look. Funnels. There you go. So it's funnelsmasterclass.groovemember.net/login. In case you got your login details, then you can log in there. funnelsmasterclass.groovemember.net/login. Try, see if you have the email details for it. If you don't, then reach out to our support team and they can resend your credentials for it. Where did I stop here? I'm having trouble increasing the size of my logo in the navbar without it moving too far left, so it covers over part of the menu. I've tried both the navbar template and the element, same problems both times. I can't add an image here to show you. Yeah, no worries. I will show you what the system is. So let's just change this image. I don't like this one to be showing here. This is when we added on the embed and we didn't refresh the actual page. Let me just do that quickly. Okay. Cool. So now that we are having a clear screen, I want to change this image. This is a logo image. I want to change it to something else. And if I select something else, let's just use this one. This, I believe, yeah, it's a huge image. It's 1087 pixels in width. As you will see, it will cover most of the screen on here. And we want to resize it. So while I still have the image selected, as you can see here on the top, I have the image selected. I just click over to the design tab. So I'm not in the configure tab, but in the design tab, and I just go down to size, which you cannot see from behind me. So here in the size, you can use pixels to resize it, okay, like this, or you can use relative to the parent, then it will be like this. It will be in percentages, otherwise in pixels it gives you more options to choose how big you want it to be. Again, this is how to size images, but it is not going to make sure that the image is small in size. So for example, what I'm talking about is that when you actually load the image or load the page, it is going to take longer to render this image, to load this image, because it's too big. It's 1,000 and something pixels in width. So my suggestion would be to see the size of this one and try to find a suitable sizing over here to resize the actual original image, and not only how it shows on the page, how it shows on the canvas. So yeah, try to resize it to 500 width, or even 250 in width, and then work from there. Big images, wide images like this one will have a higher file size, and it will load slower. But again, you're clicking on something and going to the size in the sidebar, and then managing the slider in pixels will let you choose the different sizing options. Curious kind sir, why is the Square payment gateway not available yet? Square is its own e-commerce platform as well, and it has a lot of different options. It's kind of a competitor from Groove, so we are not going to use them. It's like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't want to give examples, but you understand. Competitors. It's not a good idea to use a competitors and just use them. We have GroovePay. GroovePay is very similar to what Square does, and GrooveKart has also e-commerce functionalities as Square does. So most of the countries, Square serves, GroovePay serves as well. So you can just use that one instead. How can I show an underline in navbar menu under the page the user is on? You can use that's a great question. I haven't actually tested it out, but we can do it together. We have different hover states, as you can see over here. There is hover, active, and focus. So when it's active, we could probably put a border, which would be only a border. It's an underline like this, is what you see here now, this divider. We could probably do something like this in a navbar element. So let's just test it out together. I haven't tested it, so this is going to be a fun experiment. So let's just use this over here, and when we click in, it will refresh. Okay, I'll just change the name of this one to not be super ugly on the page. There we go. So now we have home, checkout, and thank you. If I want to have, I will test this checkout. So if somebody clicks on the checkout and opens the checkout page, I want this one to be active, and I want a short or small border on it. I'm just going to move my head in the other corner. So checkout border over here. This is the menu I'm managing. I will click on this one because this is the bottom border, and I will select, I don't know, 2 pixels in white. Okay. You cannot see it because it's not active right now, but this is what we set up. When it's active, set up a border. Maybe we didn't do it correctly. Active, set up a border, 2 pixels that is white. So let's see if that works. Here we go. When you click it, and let's just try to set up in focus as well. So I clicked over here to focus, and I want to set up this one here, 2 pixels. Just set it up as green. Okay, so that's not the right thing, I believe. Let's just see if we can publish it out and then test it. But thinking about it, it's CSS property. I don't think the active state is going to allow us to actually manage that. Let's check. Okay. So because each and every one of these is a different page, we can go in and basically copy over this navbar and do a bit manual work. Look at this. So if I want to have this on the checkout, as I said, I didn't test this out previously, so this is why I'm just like learning with you as well. So what you could do is come on here and just set this up as the active state. So come on. And we are also going to fix this loading thingy when you pull out something on the canvas. So as I said, now we are on the checkout page, and I want to actually just choose the checkout element over here. Which is here we go. So I just selected the checkout, and without selecting anything over here, I will make the text red. Okay, and I can also do a red border below, 2 pixels, this a red color. So this will mean that if somebody is on the home page, the home page can be highlighted like this. If somebody is on the checkout page, the checkout link can be highlighted like this, so that they know that they are on this page. Let's just see if this functions. At this moment, this functionality disappeared, but let's just see what happens when it's published. Okay, that didn't take. Let's just give it another shot. So border under here, 2 pixels in red. Okay, and let's just use the text to be red as well. Publish and see if it works. Okay, so let's just refresh it one more time. There we go. So this actually shows that we are on the checkout page. If you go back to the home page, the checkout is not highlighted anymore. So it's a bit more manual, but you can do that. Yes. So let's just read one more time. How can I show underline? Oops. how can I show an underline in a nav menu under the page the user is on? So that's basically how you would do it. So it's not the actual hover states as I showed you earlier. It's not the options to manage these, but it's actually manually like just putting an underline below the text element. If you have a look how I went in and then just selected this one, when you click on it somewhere, most probably the whole section will be selected. Then you click on the little pencil icon, and then it will allow you to select different pages separately. So this could be something that you may need. Sorry about the longer like experiment. I haven't just tested it out. I just wanted to give you kind of an insight of how I do these testings on my own, like just like think of a scenario and how I would be able to figure it out. We'll wait for a video at GrooveSell. Thanks. The config step is the first step on the checkout page after you have made your funnel live and after you press create. Okay, yeah, so the configuration basically of the first main product checkout page. Hi David, how can I add, oh, it doesn't say how, hey David, it just says hi, how can I add my store from Wix onto Groove? You'll need to import your products. There is no importer for the store. You'll need to import your products. Just set up the new products within GrooveKart or GrooveSell, whether you want to do e-commerce or whether you want to do funnels. It just depends on what you want to do, and then import them manually. There is no way to import them with some sort of importer. When will all the tools work together? All the tools, that's probably next year, because at this moment we don't even know when all the tools will be live. We are still working on a lot of things, and a lot of tools are still not even started yet. So a lot of tools are not even thought of yet. Like the pipeline, for example, the pipeline feature was something that we thought of like a couple of months ago, and we decided to add that on. So when that will still work together, I don't know. Well, when the tools that we currently have will all work together, that's probably within a couple of months. We are working on extending the APIs, and we are working on different automation systems. Then that will allow us to connect all of this together, but it's just a work in progress. When all the apps will work together, that's a completely another story, because we don't know when that will happen. Hi David, one of my sites is done, but when you go to sideways tablet, I guess Vision, the middle one on GroovePages, Vision, the middle one in GroovePage, the site gets completely destroyed and won't let me change anything. Reach out to support, have them look into it. Not sure what could be the issue. Oh, AR champion. Do you know if Aver working with GrooveSell? Yeah, it's working. You mentioned before to send you more information on the issue I raised. Where do I send this information? Just post it in the Facebook group. If not me, then other users will be able to assist you. Hi David, if you want to build a single landing page in GroovePages, do we build from a pages or funnels area? It depends on what are you planning to do with this, with the whole site afterwards. If you have plans to create a full website for it, or if you have plans for that project that you're working on to be much bigger and much better and wider than what it is currently, then do it in funnels. If you want just one page on there and nothing else to do with a whole site that you're creating, just do it in the pages and you're done. And I don't even think that you can do a home page as a funnel, so you will need to do it in a pages tab. So what's the news on Groove webinar? Paul, I believe you asked me this last week. If you weren't, if somebody asked a similar question like you did, so watch last week's session on the Groove LemonAid number 13, I believe. This is where I talked about Groove Webinar, and I introed it very quickly. Do you recommend using a Facebook pixel in each font page or funnel, or just opt-in page only? So it depends. What are you tracking? If you want to track the full conversion, I did a training on that one, specifically on how to do conversion tracking with Facebook pixels. It's a bit more techy if you are not fully introduced with how pixels work. Pixels. It's this video, how to track pixel conversions on GrooveFunnels. Okay, this is where I went in and then I created a full-on introduction also, so that it is usable by beginners and also the more advanced techie users. But I go through and I explain everything in step by step. So there is the video, there's the timestamp, so in case you want to like skip parts, then you can have a look yourself. How to track Facebook pixel conversions on GrooveFunnels, that's the name of it. So if you want to check it out, feel free to just come onto YouTube and have a look at it. Depends on what you're tracking is my answer, because I don't know what your goals are. In case you would like to track who comes in where, how it all works out, then you can do this custom tracking as I show it in the video. If you don't need that, if you just want to be able to see in Facebook who opted in, then it's just fine to put it on the first page. Thanks, David, but I do not have the line height options. That cannot be there. The builder is the same for everybody. I can just log in with my free account on here. Just close everything and log in with my free account just to show you that it is the same. I'm going to share my screen. So you click text and there should be a line height. So I'm just going to log in with Loopslick. This is a free account that I created for myself and just use it for testing. The line height only works on text. So when you click on text, you click on pencil icon, and then here you have line height. Okay. It cannot be that you don't have it on your account. If you don't have it, then you probably don't see it. Just try to zoom out or just click text or something like that. Just it needs to be there. It cannot be that on your account it's different. Cool. Let's just go on. In order to collect details from people for my real estate site, which form shall I use? Thank you. Lorenzo, what are you planning to do with that information from the people that give you that information? So if you are trying to put them into your for example in GrooveMail as the people that you will send emails to, then you create a GrooveMail form. In case you want to use some Zapier integration, for example, then you do it in GroovePages. So I don't know what you're trying to do with it, but you can create different forms. Like for example, checkout form can also work with this setup, so that you just offer them something for free, and then you send on the information like the name and email details to somebody else through an integration. I just don't know what you're trying to do with it. So there are different options. Joseph, I believe I answered this question already when you asked it on Facebook. Please revisit the replay. I mentioned that we are going to have an inbuilt solution, and I also shared a link with you in the Facebook. Do you have some affiliation with Youzign? I don't myself personally, if that's what you're asking. Groove owns a part of Youzign. Youzign is completely different platform, and it's never going to be something that is given away for free for everybody. It's a completely different system. It's like Chatmatic. Groove bought Chatmatic, but it's still a completely different system. It's completely different platform. It's never going to be built in to Groove, or at least that's not the plan right now. Youzign is its own system like Canva, and they have more apps like ISOZign and MockupZign and LogoZign to create logos and things like that. So it's a very versatile platform. We are affiliated in a way that Groove owns a part of it, like a part of the company, and that's basically it. This is why you may have received emails for the webinars that are going on. Youzign is also transferring to sell everything through Groove. So yeah, there's a lot of development in there as well. So navbar has to be added manually to each page. Thanks, David. I don't mind experimenting. I do that too. Yes, Francisca, it needs to be added onto each page separately. We don't have global settings for headers and footers right now. That will be coming, but I don't know if we will have this extra functionality of showing the user on what page they will be, at least not at the beginning when we get this global feature, global functionality feature. Comment: this is the first time I've ever heard a Groove company say that they are not going to support compatibility with another company because they are a competitor. Ironic, because Groove is everyone's competitor. Disappointing because competition is from Groove is revolutionizing the industry. We don't need to add them on because we have our own solutions. If you are using Square, you can still use it, but not with inbuilt. You can just link to Groove. Like, there's no need to have us built in. We have built in our own solution. If you still want to use Square, feel free to do so. They give you a link. You can just connect the link to a button, and then you can use still Square for that. For what we need, disappointing because competition from Groove is revolutionizing the industry. I like to be able to choose which payment gateway company prefer. Yeah, you can still use Square. That's not a problem, but it will not be built in because that's not something that we would try to do. We don't try to do all the payment gateway integrations so that we integrate with each and every payment. Like, what we try to do is we try to give you a good software to use and sell with. We are also going to give you payment gateways to use and sell with so that we can also make money on that one. Square has its own vision and its own systems. Groove has its own vision and its own system. So we are not going to promote so that you use other companies for payment gateways if we have our own. This is also why we decided not to go ahead with Shopify, like a GroovePages for Shopify, because we have our own system, GrooveKart, and it would be silly if we actually did the like Shopify integration before we actually developed GrooveKart to be good. So you may be disappointed. That's just something that you can decide if you want to be using Groove with Square or not. That doesn't change how we think about business. We have our own solutions. If you would like to use them, use them. If you don't want to use them, that's completely fine. Great. Tyrone, when setting up a bump products in GrooveSell, can you have discount automatically applied? Example, when buying a product A, upsell product B with 25% discount. I don't think there are automatic discounts available at all in GrooveKart. You can set up manually. No, you can't. You can set up, you can set up manually, but then you would need to have two products. For example, you set up the upsell product. You set up the normal upsell product, which will be sold separately as well. But you can set up only the upsell product that will not be sold anywhere else. It will only be sold if the main product is purchased. So you can hide that away from the store, but you can only show it on a separate upsell page when somebody purchases a product. So you don't have to do a coupon discount, but you can just say like that the price of the actual upsell after somebody purchased the product number A or product A, it will only show the upsell. It will show a product that you set up custom for that to be a discounted upsell. So if you do it the manual way, then you can, but there are no like discounts that are automatically applied on that. Hi, David. Hi, Vero. I'm a new Groove member. I want to learn how to use all the tools inside GroovePages. Is there a video or videos that explain step by step? There's a lot of videos, Vero. I don't really know what you're trying to achieve. Are you building out a landing page? Are you building out a funnel? Are you building a website? Or are you building a something else? If you search for the keywords, if you know what you're trying to do, if you search for keywords, there are a lot of videos that you can find on showing you how to start building that thing. Most of them are going through different options within the builder, but there is no there is a video which is called GroovePages for beginners, and you can have a look at that one. Just type in, go into YouTube, GroovePages for beginners. You can watch that video. There were quite a lot of changes since then, but the majority of things you will be able to learn from there. Yeah, so there are no step-by-step on how to learn Groove, because the Groove dashboard, because the dashboard introduction is not something where I recorded a video, explained the dashboard fully, and then step-by-step used all of those tools. So I don't have a video of that like that, but I have a video where it goes through and shows you the whole platform and how to use it. I mean, a form where they can leave their name, contact number, and message with more details regards the property. Okay, so you are talking about contact forms. So if you want to set up a contact form, you would set this up in GroovePages. If you just you would do an automation through Zapier. At this moment, we still don't have the feature for GrooveMail to send out the contact form information to yourself, like to the page creator or the client. So that is not set up yet. But in case you would like, you can use Zapier for that. And if you just type in Zapier GroovePages, just look for these words, Zapier GroovePages in YouTube, you will find a tutorial where I show this step by step. I created a form, I connected Zapier, and I had the form details sent to myself, and also sent to the person that filled out the form, say like, thank you very much for filling out the contact details, we'll be with you shortly, or something like that. So it's like it's multiple things that happen when somebody fills out the contact form. So my suggestion, Lorenzo, search for Zapier GroovePages in the YouTube search, and you will find that video where I go step by step how to do it. Does a new Groove Platinum will get Funnel Masterclass? Yes. Via salir en español. Unfortunately, I don't speak Spanish, so I'm not able to do any kind of trainings on Spanish, unfortunately. David, is there announcements for the new templates from the developers at GroovePages? By the way, they're amazing. Like it. Polo, at this moment, there are no new templates. We're working on different things like templates for Groove Webinar, templates for GrooveBlog, templates for the built-in webinar page builder and things like that. So there's a lot of things that the designers are working on. There are no new templates for GroovePages at this moment right now. Hey David, thank you for all what you're doing. Just a question, a bit confused about the domains hierarchy. Can we have a website where we have many funnels? Yes. Can you explain the hierarchy? I'm not sure what exactly you mean by the... Can we have a website where we have many funnels? Can you explain the hierarchy? I don't know what you're trying to achieve with a website and then have different funnels on it, I believe you are trying to do this. Okay, so when you have a site, or let's just call it a project, you can create multiple different funnels. If you create a funnel from here, let's just choose CBD funnel. If you create a funnel on here, you can give these pages a separate URL. Most of the times, if you have your domain is I don't know, I will come up with a name. Let's just call Lorenzo. I have a user here that commented earlier. Let's just use lorenzo.com. Your site name is lorenzo.com, and this is what you connected over here in the publishing settings. Lorenzo.com / something that you set up here. So the page URL will be CBD. Okay, this is going to be the start of your CBD funnel. So if somebody types in lorenzo.com / CBD, then they will be able to visit this funnel. Okay, if you create another funnel, which you import a funnel or you start from scratch, you created another funnel which is going to be called something else. There you call it the name of that funnel, and you can have as many funnels as you would like, even on a free account right now. And I'm on a free account on here, so you can create a lot of different funnels, and they will be just / something that you set up. Not sure if this answers your question or not, but I don't understand what you are asking about in domains hierarchy. If you give me more information or an example of what you are trying to actually learn, that would be great. Others theory posted 3 times the comment. Oops, that's not what I want. This is what I wanted to do. Daniel Escobar from Medellin, Colombia, living in London. 2 questions. Why are you so nice? Why you have a wealth of knowledge. Thank you very much. I'm just here. I tested things and I can answer questions because I tested things myself. That's basically it. 2, can you help us with a list of software tools? I don't know what kind of list of software tools you're asking for. If you can give me an example, that would be great. Yep. I can give you different kind of software, a list of softwares. I'm a big software geek, but that would take a while. I have a lot of different things that I purchased, like page builders. I have 5, 6, 7 different page builders that I purchased myself, and I can say that Groove is a platform that not only offers a page builder, that offers everything else, which is like a no-brainer deal. And this is why I'm here. I purchased Groove, and this is why I started using it and start answering questions. This is why I'm sitting here right now in front of you. Hi, David. Hey, Mozilla. Can I set up autoresponder like SendFox through Zapier, through Zipper? I don't know if Zipper is a thing or Zapier, but I believe Zapier. If you are using Zapier, then you can, yes. If you are using Zapier, you can use it in GroovePages forms. If you create a form on GroovePages, then you can connect it with Zapier, and then you can use SendFox to send out emails for that. That's possible. Can I start making trainings in a YouTube channel in Spanish? I know a lot of people that they are interested in Groove, but they have problems with the language. Absolutely. If you want, you can start doing that immediately. There are already some people that I've seen doing French training. There is a Chinese lady as well doing some trainings for Groove. So this is a very good way to actually get in that market, to not only learn about Groove, but also to learn from you, so that you are going to be their David Lemon, which is teaching them about the software and things like that. So definitely start. If you can start doing videos, you should start yesterday or last week, but second best time is now. So start as soon as you can. The more knowledge you have, the more knowledge you share, the higher the authority you will be in the company, not in the company, but higher the authority will be in people's eyes. And there, when you actually have a product to sell later on, they will be ready to listen because they see you as an authority. Like, for example, if Mike comes out and he says, oh, guys, I wrote a book, I have a book, do you want to read it? A lot of people will be saying yes because they see Mike as an authority. They know that Mike has a lot of different information that they can learn and make money from. So this is um, when you become an authority in somebody's eyes, that they don't really care what you actually put out, they will buy it. It's like Russell Brunson, for example, one of the big influencers in the funnel building world, in the digital marketing world. A lot of people know about him. Russell Brunson comes up with a new book, everybody goes and buys, even though they don't even know what is in the book. They just want it because they know, because he delivered again and again very high quality content. Um, they just know that it's good. So there's that. Cool. I just came to the end of the live stream questions. Um, do you guys have any other questions that you would like to learn today? Oh, by the way, if you were asking when are the Q&A sessions, we have set up a groovefunnels.com/calendar. If you want to know when you can have this Q&A again, it is every Tuesday and Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, or 5 p.m. GMT. Live stream is on Facebook and YouTube, and we need to put in to our YouTube channel in the button. So if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe, because YouTube can also notify you when there's a video training, Q&A, or something similar, or announcement video for Groove. And then we just do it in a like a regular Facebook group, so you can do that one as well. When do we have the site check webinars? We did that. I don't do that anymore. I became a product lead. I like to call myself, and Donna confirmed that I'm a software experience manager. Basically, what I do is I manage the 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 projects that should be worked on in the company, like bug fixes, new features, and things like that. I record the relevant information from the feedback portals, community, from you guys, from the support, from everywhere, and then I talk with the devs, and then I bump things up and down in the priorities. So this is what my current job is, and I do a lot of testing and tweaking and contact communications with them, with managers and things like that. I can tell you that we are in a process of getting a new person to do videos, and that person is going to start very soon with new videos, and they are not going to replace these Q&As, but they are going to replace the new videos that are going to be done with a new updated versions of the apps and things like that. So some of you may know, some of you may heard on the last Groove, I believe Mike mentioned that I got on a higher position, and that's the position, software experience manager. I'm still going to be active in the community because I enjoy, and that's the actual source where people mention some of these bugs and frustrations and things like that, and we want to change that. So yeah, that's why a lot of these extra trainings are not being done anymore, because I got more focused on the development. Are you going to do any more sessions where you critique our websites? Would love that. Maybe at this moment, I cannot commit to it right now, but could be that I bring that sessions back. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's about it for today. Thank you very much. Again, I showed you where to learn where the next sessions will be. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't yet. It's not for us. We don't monetize the videos. You will never see a video ad on our channel or on our videos. We just want you to learn more, and that's why you should subscribe. If you want to learn more, if you want to stay in the loop with the Groove related topics, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Whenever we have a live stream, or whenever we do a video that needs to be publicly available, it goes to YouTube, and it's a very, very good source of resources, because we timestamped the YouTube videos so that you can go in and then click on different parts of the video. Okay, perfect. Thank you very much for being here today. Let's meet again on Friday, and I hope you will have an awesome rest of the week until then. So thank you very much, guys, for being here, and then hopefully see you on Friday. Thank you.